What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video of Cat Loves Succulents. So today we're going to talk about cuttings and what I do and how I cut them, and also like how I plant them afterwards and stuff. I find that people think that with cuttings there's a lot of questions with it, like, do I need to dry it out? Does it need to be calloused over? How long do I wait for? Do I water it? All these questions coming up, right? But I'm gonna show you, it's a very simple way, and I've had really good results with it. And I've always done it this way, and you know, I don't think that there's any harm in trying. So if you guys wanna see how I cut my stuff and how I look after them, keep watching.
Something about you feels so special, prettier from the minute that I met you.
So guys, like I said, welcome back to another video of Cat Loves Succulents. So today I'm gonna be doing I'm gonna be cutting my blue haze. I can't really remember how old she is, but obviously look at the size of her and how many babies and all this. So she is my mother plant, and I have cut off from her a couple of times. Like, actually this is probably my third one I've cut off her. The other ones I have sold. But look, she's fine. So she's been cut off, and then if you can actually see, she's grown some babies for me and stuff. So I'm gonna show you, it's really simple, and that's how I want to show my audience that succulents and stuff is very simple. Do not make it something so, you know, overthought, because it's really not like that. So what we're gonna need today, we're just gonna need some good scissors, or you could use a blade, and we just need some alcohol. I know it looks like it's a urine cup. Well, it is a urine cup, right? But that's just where I keep my alcohol. So it's in here. And we're also going to use a rooting powder. So pretty much make sure that your scissors are super clean. Like, you don't want to be spreading anything from anywhere else in your garden or in your shelves or whatever. So my garden scissors have always been used just for my garden, obviously. So all we're gonna do is make sure that this is cleaned by cleaning it with alcohol. So people use Icicle, I know that, and I don't know if you're the type that wants to seriously clean them or sterilize them or something, but alcohol, Icicle, they're good. So all I'm gonna do is just clean it up a little bit, you know, to make sure that when I do use it, it's, you know, ready to go and obviously clean. So we are going to go for, I was thinking which one to pick off her, but you know, she gives me so many babies that I think I'm just gonna go for dead set here in the center. So what we wanna do is, we wanna go just probably like a centimeter, a half a centimeter to a centimeter below the last leaf. And that's kind of how much space we wanna get from a cutting. So what we do, we just go dead straight on, right? Don't, ooh, okay, let's cut. And she is cut off, simple as that. Okay, so now that we've got this, right, we do not need to dry it out. I'm telling you guys, go to your garden stores, go to Flower Power, go to Bunnings, go to wherever them stores are. Go and find Yates rooting powder. Actually, no, it's called plant cutting powder, right? Yates plant cutting powder. Get it. I'm telling you to get it, right? So we won't need to wait that 1 week or 2 weeks or however long it's going to take them to callus over. We also didn't need to wait for them to dry out. We are basically going straight in, and this is my style. I'm telling you, this is not everyone's cup of tea, but it's mine, right? So what I do is, I don't fuss around. It's literally just like this, and all I'm going to do is just stick it in, right? I am going to get that rooting powder, and I'm gonna get all of it and like really dry it up. So we're gonna get something like this, right? And from that, we are going to plant. ASAP. So if you have watched my last video, right, this is actually one that I cut probably like 2 weeks ago, and I'm telling you, look at her, she's got roots already. So don't tell me my thing doesn't work, because it does. Right, so she has roots already, and I didn't wait for her. I did exactly the same as what I'm doing here. So if you watched my last video about my soil mixes, that is all I have. That's all I use. So straight in. She's going to go straight in. No fussing around. I'm going to put her in. Right? And she's sitting there. And this is how she is going to be. And I'm going to leave her alone. So you are going to leave your succulent alone, your cutting, for at least 2 weeks, right? We are not going to put it somewhere in the sun. We are not going to put like direct sun on them, but we will put them somewhere where it is brightly shaded. So we don't want to have somewhere dark, and we don't want to have somewhere where there's so much sunlight that's just going direct on them, right? Because your little cutting, so you're pretty much having like a baby again. So your baby cutting needs to have that time to grow again, right? She's got to like figure it all out again. So we do not want to stress them out by chucking them in the sun. And we also need some kind of motivation for them, right? So do not put them in the shade. Do not put them in the dark. It's not going to work for cuttings. So what we do is we leave it like this. We are not going to water. We are not going to water it for 2 weeks. We are going to leave her alone. And we're also going to have her in a brightly shaded area. So give her a little bit of light, right? If you can see in my shelves, there is some kind of light coming in, but there's no sun, right? So that's where she's going to go. Do not put her somewhere dark, and don't even mist her. Don't mist her, don't water, nothing. Absolutely leave her alone. I'm telling you, this is the simplest way to do it, and it works. Like, I am telling you, this is my evidence, it works. She's actually got all roots around her as well, like little ones happening, but it works. This is only 2 weeks, guys, and the cuttings, it works. So, right, she's going to sit like this. So like I said, I am not going to water her, I am not going to put her in the sun, and I'm not going to put her in somewhere dark. I'm going to leave her in this pot, and I'm going to put her on my shelf, but not where somewhere where the sun is just going to go smack bang on her. Okay, from that's it. So when you guys receive cuttings and stuff, right, and I know that when you receive cuttings from like, you know, retailers or nurseries and stuff like that, they are calloused over. Do it the exact same way. So this rooting power is not rooting, well, it is kind of like a rooting power, isn't it? But this rooting powder actually speeds up your process. So you do not need to wait for that callus. So when you do buy from the retailers and from the nurseries and stuff, you've already got rid of that time of waiting for your succulent to callus. So once you get it, go with the mix that I used and pot them straight away. All your cuttings that you bought online or, you know, at stores or whatever, pot them straight away from the time that you get them. You do not need to dry them out. You do not need to mist them. Don't do any of that, right? Because your succulent, because it's so little and so pretty much young still, because it is a cutting, it needs to gradually grow that strength. So we don't want to stress them and freak them out with just having water filling them up. We don't want to stress them out with sun, you know, beaming on them. So right, when you get your cutting, like I said, do the exact same thing. Get that potting mix that, well, the way that I've mixed it, or the way that you want to use your potting mix, however you want to do yours, but plant them straight away, right? And then leave it alone for that 2 weeks. I really say that because like I said, you do not want to be freaking them out because they're just not ready for that yet, you know? So leave it alone, let it sit in that pot for 2 weeks, and then check on it. Once you see that, like, you know, it's okay to lift it out of the ground, like out of the soil, like just keep checking on them. It's not gonna hurt them or anything. And that's also for you to just follow up and make sure that it's doing what it should be doing, because there's no point of just potting a cutting there and then it's not even giving you any roots, because what was the point of it? Like, it's not going to grow anything then. So from that, so leave it alone. So we receive the succulent, we receive the cutting, put it away somewhere where it's brightly shaded, and then leave it alone for 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, we're going to check on it, right? From that check on it, just to make sure that it hasn't had any rot anywhere or anything like that, we can now add water. Do not overflow your succulents with water. Do not mist them or anything like that. Just get a tiny amount of water. So if we are doing something like this size, right, I can do the 10 mils because this is a little pot. So from this little pot, I am just going to put it around in areas, right? I am not going to like spread it all through her, because all she needs is a little bit of motivation to start growing. And that's how we're going to do it. So from that 2 week, when we've watered her, let her be. Then we're gonna check on her another 2 weeks. And then we're gonna see where she's at until the point she has grown all them roots. From that time of where she has a lot of roots already and she's pretty stable, then we can start doing the water regularly. But in saying that, also watch out that she does not really go soggy and stuff like this, because then that means you've given her too much water. So just really take your time with them. They're cuttings. They're not in a rush to, you know, start growing new roots for you. So just take your time with them. With these guys, if you are going to cut off your succulents, any succulents, right, and it's from a mother plant, please make sure that they are pretty sturdy already. They are pretty solid. They're healthy. Don't be cutting off something that's soft and lacking in something, or is dealing with some kind of fungus or anything like that, because you're just not going to get anywhere with it, because you can't plant a sick plant and hope for the best for it. Like, it's not going to work. So you really want to try and go for something that is very healthy already. And I'm telling you, once you cut from a mother plant, you will see the pups very quickly. It's just automatic for them to do it. So, you know, I really recommend cutting from your mother plants. I do recommend, you know, if you can get cuttings, then why not, right? You know, if it is a cheaper way to go, it seems to be like right now, like go for the cuttings, but try this. I'm really saying, like, I'm really recommending to try it. Like, I'm not gonna be like, you have to try it, but I'm saying really try this way. It does work for me. I have told you, you know, I've shown you evidence. It works. So I hope I've helped you a little bit for the cutting video. It's very, very quick, because it's just a quick process to have for your succulents, you know, dealing with cuttings. So I will put this up again, and this is Plant Cutting by Yates. Please go and get it. I'm not sponsored by Bunnings or Yates. Hello, Yates. But honestly, it's great to have, and it's really worth it. It really, really works. So it's the simplest way to deal with cuttings. Is just my way of doing cuttings. So it works for me, so why wouldn't it work for you? So I hope I helped you, and now I've got her finally potted up, and she's gonna stay like this. So, you know, until next time, please like, share, and subscribe to Cat Love Succulents, and hit the bell button for more notifications of my next videos. And thank you.
Something about you feels so special.